St Vincent de Paul has a long history of helping people in Limerick City and County. St Patrick's Hostel is a hostel for homeless men in Limerick City. It's a very busy house and we have our 47 men are homeless for various reasons, and the Society of St Vincent de Paul are there to support them. So our men are homeless for alcohol, drugs, mental health, family breakdown, relationships breakdown, all of the above. And we provide them with a home where they have a bed, where they're safe. We provide them with meals every day, and then on top of that we have care staff. This hostel, as with all St Vincent de Paul's services, are run by what we call a conference, and the conference is made up of volunteers. We have volunteers who come in and do different projects with the residents. So currently we have Paul who comes in and does an art project with our residents, which has been an amazing success. You know, we're working with men here who have very low self-esteem, who have mental health problems, who have addiction, and giving them something to focus on has been so positive in their lives. Like if we take Paul's project, his art project for example, he brought in men who a lot of people just ignore, walk past, but Paul gave them something. He gave them a purpose. You know, when they knew they had an art project, you know, they had their art class on a Friday evening or Thursday evening, they weren't going to drink that day. They didn't take drugs that day. They minded themselves on that day because they knew they had something to do that day, and that's what our volunteers bring.
How Halfway Art House came about, it all started back in early January, and I talked to a friend that I wanted to do some artwork with homeless people in Limerick. And he suggested that perhaps it wouldn't be the best to work with people on the street. It would be better working with people with support and or who are maybe perhaps in a hostel. Initially when we started off, my friend Mark Spain and myself, we each contributed €50 each to kick off the project. And it was not much money, but when you go to the likes of the Euro store, you can pick up a lot of materials for a couple of euros. So the €100 that kicked off the initial project lasted quite some time, and when other people found out what we were doing, they actually started also donating. So we got a few people who donated quite a bit of money as well, and that meant that we could upgrade and get better materials and better paper for the girls and guys of both sizes. As the weeks progressed with both projects, there was quite a lot of work that was generating from the every week art workshops. And we decided then, about halfway through, that we were going to do an art exhibition. We ordered materials and just do the framing, and we done all the framing ourselves of all the art pieces. And the idea was that we could frame one piece from every participant within both groups, and that at the end of the exhibition they could take that one art piece framed with glass away home with them, so that they could always remind them of the art societies that they belong to.
He had an art exhibit for these men, and they showed off their work to the general public of Limerick, and it gave them such self-esteem and self-worth that they were able to show their work. And not only that, people in Limerick bought their works, and now some of these pieces of art are hanging over people's mantelpieces, and it's all thanks to Paul as a volunteer coming in and giving us that, and giving that to these men, giving them that respect and dignity.
I'm sure a lot of people came to the exhibition that I didn't know, and it was because of the support from the university, which really helped to get the exhibition out to the wider community and let people know what was really going on inside our city.
We have other volunteers as well who do other projects, so it's about people as volunteers bringing their skills to the vulnerable, to people who need their support.